Hi, my name is Christian Bassnight and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Aryna Sabalenka has played her first match since the death of her ex-boyfriend Konstantin Koltsov earlier this week. Miami-Dade police report that at midnight on Monday, the 42-year-old former hockey star had fallen off a hotel resort balcony in what they called an apparent suicide. To many people's surprise, Sabalenka still intended to play the Miami Open, and on a rain-riddled Friday afternoon, the world number 2 defeated her tour bestie Paula Badosa 6-4-6-3 to advance to round 3. This was an unusual getup for Sabalenka, talking about her whole on-court outfit and ensemble. She came out wearing an all-black fit, including a black Nike hat kind of covering her face a little bit, and that's definitely not what she was supposed to wear. She was likely supposed to wear her pink Barbie outfit, the same dress that she wore in Indian Wells, and I think she obviously did that. She wanted to kind of tone it down in light of the situations with obviously her ex-boyfriend passing away. Talking about the match, I was very impressed by Aryna's performance. I thought that her level was surprisingly pretty high, especially considering everything that's been going on. This was a pretty trademark Sabalenka performance, to be honest. Aryna hit 20 winners to 26 unforced errors, and those are great stats considering how windy it was out there. The Belarusian broke serve 3 times and only faced one breakpoint herself, which she saved. I think the best moment of the match was at its conclusion when the two went up and had a nice warm embrace, and Paula kind of took Aryna, on her shoulder, like in her arms, giving her that nice side hug too. And just obviously Paula has talked about knowing what Aryna has gone through and her being Sabalenka's best friend on tour, so kind of seeing that was really like heartwarming. I think this was the best possible outcome for Sabalenka, playing her best friend on the grandstand court with not a whole lot of fanfare, likely mostly due to the rain delay throughout the day. The crowd was also pretty supportive of her too, which was great to see, and it was also great of the tournament to give Sabalenka an extra day to kind of compose herself. She was supposed to play Badosa, her opening round match, on Thursday instead of today, Friday, with the rest of the bottom half, and I think this also helped Badosa too, who seemed to be dealing with a knee issue. I mean, I swear, that Spaniard woman always has an ailment going on with her. Jeez. Anyways, I think Badosa, all things considered with her physically, she played a good match herself, and it really couldn't have been easy for her. Spare a thought for her too. Obviously, she's not going through what Aryna is going through, but it can't be easy playing someone, a best friend, a close friend, and knowing that that close friend is going through such a hard time off the court. This Miami Open draw does look good for Sabalenka to make a decent run here. Barbora Krejcikova was a potential 4th round opponent for Sabalenka, but she withdrew and was replaced by lucky loser Greet Minin. And then even more dangerous potential 4th round opponent Lyudmila Samsonova was knocked out by Yulia Putintseva. This was a big first step for Sabalenka in getting a match under her belt, win or lose, after this situation. However, I do find myself wondering or thinking that the internal battle she must be facing within herself right now is just far from over. It could take Sabalenka years to kind of get over this situation. It doesn't matter if they weren't together at the time of Koltsov's death or not. That's still somebody that she loved and someone that, passed away in a tragic way. I want to clarify too that in my last video, I know I said that Koltsov was Aryna's boyfriend at the time of his death, but Sabalenka recently came out with a statement clarifying that the two had broken up at the time of his passing. Sabalenka isn't doing any media this tournament, and she did not do a typical on-court post-match interview, which I think is good. I hope she and her team continue to protect her peace, because there's already a lot of criticism out there, which is crazy to think about. But yes, there are people kind of coming for Sabalenka right now. I've seen so many people on X saying that Sabalenka never even cared about Koltsov or his passing, because why else would she still be playing tennis at this time instead of grieving? I think that's very, very ignorant to say, because the grieving process is different for everyone, and one in their right mind would think that playing tennis could be a relatively healthy distraction for Sabalenka, so that she doesn't have to focus on, her ex-boyfriend passing away in such a awful way. People were even criticizing her for laughing at, the wind and the wind blowing off the ball boy's hat and things like that in her match against Badosa today. I think that was just ridiculous. Like, is she not supposed to laugh or smile? She's supposed to just wallow up in her room and just cry for like 5 months at a time? Like, no, people are still free to live their lives after a loved one had passed away, especially with this being an ex-lover. Still, she's able to live her life. And it's clear that Sabalenka had love for Koltsov, and she probably still loves him. So I think it's very ignorant. People should stop making these inappropriate, insensitive comments about Sabalenka and, oh, she never cared about him. It's not your man. Leave Sabalenka alone. Like, it's not your situation. Now, there's still a lot we do not know about this situation, including how long had Sabalenka and Koltsov broken up before his death. There was a rumor started by a podcaster, Craig Shapiro, that Sabalenka had another man with her at Indian Wells and that Koltsov came to Miami to try and win her back. There's no confirmation of this from any player, so we should take this with a grain of salt, but Sabalenka did mention having a boyfriend in one of her interviews at Indian Wells, although that video has since been deleted from the tournament's X account in light of recent events. Regardless, we can infer that Koltsov and Sabalenka were dating one another at least until the end of 2023, as he traveled with her while she played at the World Tennis League exhibition tournament in December. Meanwhile, there are still unanswered questions surrounding Koltsov's death in itself. His ex-wife and mother of his 3 sons, Julia Mihalova, has made a few statements. She told Belarusian news outlet Zerlako that her ex-husband likely did not die from suicide, rather he was drunk at the time of his death and wasn't in much control of his actions. She went on to say that Koltsov didn't have any suicidal tendencies, but she acknowledged that anything can go through your head when you're under the influence. Once again, I'm not going to pay much mind to the Sabalenka new boyfriend theory and connecting that with Koltsov's situation because we simply don't know and we can only wait and hear Sabalenka's side of the story. Focusing on the action in Miami, earlier in the week, we witnessed the return of Simona Halep, who played her first match in over 580 days against Badosa in the first round. Halep actually played well, all things considered, but she ran out of steam in the end, losing in 3 sets. I'm not talking about her much in this video because I had a special video solely dedicated to Simo coming out in a few days. Now, the Sunshine Double has not really been sunshining at all this year. Between all the rain delays at Indian Wells and now Miami, Mother Nature has not been on our side. Americans Coco Gauff and Emma Navarro were only a few of the top seeds in the top half to get their matches completed on Friday. Iga, Jessica Pegula, and Naomi Osaka and Elina Svitolina, that match was postponed to Saturday due to the rain. Shout out to Taylor Townsend though for her dominant 6-2, 6-2 second round win over Elisa Mertens on Thursday. Tay-Tay's potentially 1 win away from reaching a new career high ranking, although she does face 4th seed Elena Rybakina, who fought back from behind in her opening round match against Clara Tauson. 7th seed Qinwen Zheng's section is currently intact with all 4 seeds remaining, though I have to give a shout out to poor Peyton Stearns, who has now lost another tight 3-setter to a Belarusian in front of her home crowd. Maria Sakkari's section is also intact, and there's some very edgy matchups there, especially that Yelena Ostapenko-Aleksinskaya clash. We haven't seen much on the men's side as far as the top seeds go. However, Andrei Rublev was in action, and he was the only big name to bow out as he fell to Czech Thomas Makac in straight sets. Ironic enough, Rublev lost to another Czech, Yuri Lehechka, at Indian Wells last week with the same 6-4, 6-4 scoreline. That's all I have for this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments how you feel about the whole Sabalenka situation. How far do you think she can go in Miami? I initially picked her to win it all, but of course with the recent developments, I don't know. But, if she plays like how she did today, why not? Make sure you all subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post more update videos surrounding Miami Open. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.